Thank you for joining us for Celebration Worship. Now please make welcome our senior pastor, Dr. Kevin M. Olmert.
Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to First Church Nazarene. I'm Pastor Dr. Kevin M. Olmert. It is a pleasure for you to be with us tonight. If you'll look in front of you, you'll see a green card in the pew rack ahead of you. If you'll take that card and fill it out, we would just like to know you a little bit better tonight. I have known a lot of things over the course of my life. But one of the things that I have known the most is that getting your information helps us as a church be a better church. Speaking of our church has 3 core values. You didn't know this. We are a worshiping, we are a serving, and we are a connecting church. And tonight, we plan to do all those things. And if you didn't know, can I get an amen on that, by the way? Amen. Can I get an amen on that beat? Amen. God is good. All the time? God is good. Amen. And the church is alive. It's good to be in the house of the Lord tonight. Amen? Amen. I've known this church for a long time. And it's just a privilege to be your pastor this evening. As we get started on our service tonight, I want to welcome out our youth pastor, Pastor Matt Taylor. He has a special announcement for everyone tonight.
How y'all doing? My name is Matt Taylor. I'm the pastor to college-age students and high school students. I love y'all, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm using my iPhone here to show my relevance to the youth culture, and to be able to text my students during the message to get them to pay attention, and occasionally check some scores of the North Carolina Tar Heels. Yes. By the way, I'm the pastor in charge of all transitions between age levels, so that's my assignment. Between college age, NEOS is college age, high school, and also middle school. I'm beginning to take over grade school, however, and senior adults by the end of the year. I want to announce to you tonight's fundraiser, and by the way, did I tell you, I love y'all, there's nothing y'all can do about it. I want you to know that. I want to announce tonight's fundraiser for the teens. You really need to pay attention to this, because this is really important. And it's a great deal because it supports our teenagers, and here's why it's a great deal. You bring your dessert that you paid for, or you made on your own, and then you pay 3 times as much to take it home. That is such a great deal. Or we can auction off that pie that you paid $5 for at least $100. And I'll say amen and feel good about it when we leave. By the way, there are no activities at the church tonight. Oh, Pastor.
There we go. Okay. I just want to say, there are other activities on Sunday night. Emmaus happens every Sunday night. When Christmas is on Sunday, we have Emmaus. When Easter is on Sunday, we have Emmaus. Mother's Day, Father's Day, Emmaus. So, we need help. We need volunteers. All of my cooks are moving out of town. They're taking other ministry assignments. It's Andrea and me and 200 of our neighbors, and we need your help. If you can cook, if you can wash dishes, if you can read a story to a child, we need your help. Please come and help us. Now, I know that some of you may have heard some stories about Metro having to be called, things getting a little rowdy around here on Sunday nights with Emmaus. come anyway. Come help us out. Please, we need your help. We need volunteers. Thank you.
Hey, y'all. It's so good to be with you. And I just wanted to say how awesome it is to see all of you here today. Wasn't the food awesome? So I just wanted to say, I wrote a 30-page email that I wanted to make sure. You saw. And since none of you read my email, I'm going to spend the next 30 minutes describing all the bullet points. And at the same time, I'd also like to share with you a special devotional that I've had this morning that I have on my heart from Psalm 46:10. And just how amazing God is in my life. And let me just talk about that for a little while you listen. But anyway, we need all the children's volunteers we can get. We are NAS safe. All of our children are safe every single week. But we need more volunteers. We have 300, but we need more. We need so many more. So please go into the back. We've got a beautiful table out there. It's immaculately decorated with large signs and blinking lights. And please go sign up and volunteer for our kids.
Now that you knowing about all those announcements, let's go to church. But first, let's watch this video.
Worship. I need you to stand. We're going to sing about 10 songs together. Would you stand? Stand. All right, good. The Lord is good. He's good. All right, sing along. Do it, Lord. Do it. Do it, Lord. Do it. You know, it's so important in this day for us to be relevant. Don't you agree? Do it, Lord. Do it.
Good evening. I'm Pastor Don. I'm kind of a big deal at this church. It's good to see everyone tonight. No relation to the other 100 deals at this church. But hey, we're excited. If you could take a moment and look at your table, there's some things on that table, and we're excited about those things. We hope that you're excited about those things. We're excited that those things are excited about you, and that you're excited about those things. And I just wanted to share also with you, we're starting a new men's group. The 66 is going to be twice as good as the last one that we did, twice as good as the 33. And we're excited about that. We hope that you're excited about that. We hope that you're excited to tell other people who are going to be excited about that. And if we could just take a moment here and just give God thanks, let's give God thanks tonight. God, we're excited about the things on the table, and we're excited about the Men's 66 group and what you're doing in this church. Amen.
Good morning. My name is Pastor Shane. And you guys didn't know I grew up at this church. I grew up at this church, I left this church, and I came back to this church. See, when I was little, I left this church, and then I went and served at another church, and then now I'm back at this church. You know? And we're about to do the offering. And you know, when me and Katie realized that if we gave up 90% of everything and could live on 10%, that we could maybe win the lottery. And it's crazy because we did. It's crazy because we did. So we're about to take the offering so you can give 90% of what you have. So you can maybe win the lottery as well. So ushers are going to come and they're going to pass a plate in front of you, and it's kind of awkward, but you know, you put your money in there, but it's good. When me and Katie, you know, the story, it's good. And during offering, we're going to watch a video. This is a video you've probably seen 6 times. It's a video that I think we probably showed here before. I think we have shown it here in our services before, but you have to pay attention to the words of this video. Every detail of this video is so important and is so relevant for the rest of our service. So watch this video as the ushers come and ask for your money.
Once again, the video didn't work. So I know we've never seen Morgan Freeman before in this church anyway. So anyway, what am I supposed to do now? Oh yes, I'm Pastor Jimmy Blackman, and I'm glad the mic finally came on. You know, we believe around here the devil himself lives in our sound system. Literally, the devil himself lives in our sound system. And if you don't believe that, just come back on Sunday and find out. I don't know for sure what I do here, but I think I'm senior adult pastor. And anything else they want me to do, I just do. And I always have since I've been here. And I'm still trying to figure out what all I do, but I think I do a pretty good job with what I do. So I just had to do something because somebody had to save the day. And, you know, I'm a hunk of burning love. So... Oh, we have sound now. We have sound. Amazing. Well, just shut it off. Just shut it off. And now that we've saved the service, we have Pastor Elman coming now to preach. I don't know where we're going here at all. So I have now left the building.
Well, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like, based on that wonderful time of worship, that I've already been to church. What about you? I have been to church already. Have you ever heard or seen anything like what we just heard? And you know, I know good when I see good because I'm a 17th generation Nazarene. And I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, and that was good. Very, very good. Now, despite that, we're going to have to preach this morning, and it's my favorite time of the service because I'm in charge. It's all about me, and I'm up doing my thing. And you know what? I want you to turn to the passage of the morning, and you may do that on your phone. You may do that on your tablet. If you brought a scroll, just unroll it. Or if you look at the pew rack in front of you, in the middle between 2 hymnals, and why do we have those hymnals, by the way? I don't know. You will find a Bible. Maybe King James, I'm not sure, but you will find a Bible. So won't you please follow along? And here I have already forgotten something very important. Our choir is going to bless us one more time. Are you happy about that? One more time with a spatial. We say spatial where I come from because I'm a 17th century Nazarene, 17th generation.
Giving to the Lord, 'cause I am the life that was changed. Thank you for giving to the Lord. I am so glad you gave.
close up, just like to. To be a part of this community. And how much my family means to me. Little Monroe over here. And just the other day we were sitting on the couch waiting for Amanda to come home. Just so blessed, and I can't wait to see Monroe grow up. And I'm sure he's going to grow up and marry one of your daughters. Let's pray. Let's pray. Father, thank you so much for his blessing this community. Amen. Go in the grace and the peace of our Lord.
Welcome to church.
Nashville First Church.
What's up?
Zero.
Yeah.
This is the one party production.
Sometimes I'm on the mat. Sometimes with a coffee mat. Sometimes with a preaching mat. But tonight we are the rapid match, and we're about to just do that. Yeah. Put your hands up. Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Ready?
Doing that.
We are the Mats, a dynamic team. Our wives would even call us a real live dream. So sit right back and hear what we got to say. We're the Rapid Mats, and we can't slow down. We're coming your way.
We are the Rapid Mats. We love what we do. We are the Rapid Mats, and we just want to bless you. We are the Rapid Mats. We don't know how to be mean. We are the Rapid Mats, elders in the church of the Nazarene.
Sometimes we're on the mat, sometimes we're going mat, sometimes we're talking mat, sometimes we're preaching mat. But tonight we are the Rapid Mats. We are about to just do that.
My man right here.
We are the Rapid Mats, spin sermons like a game. We are the Rapid Mats, impossible to keep tame. We are the Rapid Mats, and we have just one goal. We are the Rapid Mats to drive.
We're just trying to move up on the totem pole.
You know, I'm just trying to
We're just trying to like go from here to here.
You know, we're like,
We don't know, just like here to here.
It's real.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
14, baby.
14, baby, 14.
Let's go.
We are the Rapid Mats. We like plaid shirts and all. We are the Rapid Mats. One short and one tall. We are the Rapid Mats. Both losing our hair. We are the Rapid Mats, and we don't even care. We are the Rapid Mats. We hope we have blessed you. We are the Rapid Mats, and we will do that. We love you.
Yeah.
Been good. Been good. Been good.
Yeah. Sometimes we're welcome mats, sometimes we're door mats, sometimes we're coffee mats, sometimes we're the preaching mats. Tonight,
We're the Rapid Mats.
yeah, we are.
And we
Just did that.
First church. First church out. First church out. First church out.
Good evening, everyone. You know, I like Jimmy Fallon. I watch his show some if I can stay awake that late. And I don't know if you remember, but on Friday nights, Jimmy takes the time to clean out his inbox and to write some thank you notes. And you know, here at the church, I think we need to be more diligent about writing and expressing thanks to the many, many people who change our lives. So, can we write some thank you notes tonight? All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Thank you, greeters, for walking male guests 1/4 of a mile to the nearest men's restroom every week. Thank you, technology, for everything that you do for us, even those we still use paper and pen to take Sunday school attendance. Thank you, desk volunteers, info desk volunteers, for collecting things all year long for the future yard sale to raise money for this church. You especially are talented with sunglasses and umbrellas. Thank you. Thank you, first-year youth volunteers, for being a counselor to middle school camp instead of high school camp and enjoying all of the smells appertaining thereunto. Oh, it's good to express thanks, is it not? Thank you to the 50 members who are on time for church every Sunday morning and the 10 who are on time for branch. Just setting a bar for the rest of us. A special thanks to all First Church people who send their trash to Emmaus by putting it in the donation bins throughout the building on a regular basis. Couldn't do it without you. Oh yes, here's one we must do. Thank you, African congregation, for reminding us that an hour and 17-minute services really aren't that long. Not at all. Not at all. Thank you, Nashville Predators, for giving us one less reason to hear about Chicago. It's good to give thanks. Thank you, Sunday school teachers, for every week slogging through Richard Parrott's 35-page master's thesis. And thank you. I'm just feeling so full of gratitude tonight. Another. Thank you, Sunday school class leaders, for leaving stale Shipley's Donuts in the Emmaus kitchen for Corey to feed 150 friends on Sunday nights. Thank you, Sunday night attenders. Oh wait, never mind, nobody's there. One last expression of gratitude. Thank you to the remarkable choir ladies, Eugenia Foreman, Joanna Blackwell, Nancy Ellis, and Patsy Scott, for their perseverance in installing a drive-in movie screen in the back of our sanctuary. Making a difference already. Let's be thankful, shall we?
Speaking of thank yous, we have several thank yous that each of us are going to give to some of our volunteers. So these are kind of like senior superlatives. Some are a little funny, some are a little serious, but most are a little funny. But they all have some real meaning to them. First off, I have a piece of golden rock that goes to an individual that has served our church for quite some time. And in fact, she is a rock. And so tonight I want to thank Miss Janice Lovell for being a rock in the college ministry. Thank you. One more. All right, go ahead. Who's next?
Are we just doing one at a time?
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I've got two superlatives. One I wanted to give is kind of we're calling it the Award of Awesomeness from Worship Ministries. And this will make sense in a second. This person serves in almost every area of worship ministries that we have. So they have served in the broadcast booth. They serve in the broadcast booth regularly. They serve on the branch worship teams as well as in the orchestra for 9 o'clock services. They are there for everything. This person serves with our worship ministries council. And this person is especially known for his attitude of team uplifting and building, and always putting a smile on everybody's face that he's around. I'd like to give this award of awesomeness to John Steber. For a second superlative award, we decided to do one that was more around attendance, so an absolute attendance award. And we looked at our attendance. We had quite a few people, especially in the choir, who were extremely faithful week to week with Wednesday night attendance and our rehearsals, our Sunday morning attendance. But there's one person that kind of stood out above the rest in years of service. This person has served in the choir for, I think, is it over 30 years? I'd like to invite Howard Sproul forward. Howard has always been dependable, like a hammer. We were looking for something that would represent his dependability as well as his long-suffering service with us. So thank you, Howard.
I've got a couple awards to give tonight, and I almost came up here without my tears. Corey had to go back and get them for me, so thank you, Corey.
Women's retreat. Yes. Elizabeth Clay, you get the Most Awesome Event Award. She is the most awesome, the most dynamite. It was amazing. Complete with a few dance lessons and an ER visit. It was so much fun. It's a long story. Over coffee sometime. Anyway, y'all are awesome. Thanks.
Hey, I'm really excited. Can you tell that? Hey, have you had a good time tonight? That's good. It's fun to present awards that are meaningful and yet just kind of fun to do. And I have three that I'm going to quickly present. I haven't been here that long, but I've recognized some people that do some pretty amazing things. And so I just wanted to recognize them tonight. There's a couple of guys that support us within the office. What I would call the award for them is the Keep Connected 24/7 award. We have a couple of guys that help us to try to put things back together as far as technology goes from time to time. And for me personally anyway, that's kind of a difficult thing. So I have a pair of earbuds here because I like to stay connected with these guys 24/7. I want them to be available if we need to call. And just in case they need it ahead of time, I have a whole stack of little Post-it notes that I already have filled out that says call Don ASAP. Because Don has so many troubles with his computer. And so I want to say thanks to these guys who support our office in a lot of different ways, technology-wise. And of course, that's Dale Whetstone and also Josh Carlson. Would you guys come up? So guys, thank you so much. User error on our side, I know, is a whole other issue. But we want to say thank you. These guys do a great job, and Josh was here earlier. I'm not sure if he maybe had to leave, but anyway, we want to thank you for them as well. I have another award that is a newcomer award. And I actually have two, but I think one of the groups could not be here tonight. So make sure I got the right one here. I think it's an amazing thing when people come to your church pretty new, and they get involved and jump right in, and they've only been here 6 months or so. That just doesn't always happen. And we have a couple of families, one in particular, the Myers family, and I don't believe, did they slip in at all? Are the Myers here tonight? I know they were in our welcome, our guest reception event last week or 2 weeks ago, and they have already jumped into ministry, and I wanted to recognize them and say thank you. The other person I know is not going to come up here because he likes to stay in the background, but we have another young man who's only been here about 6 months, and in that period of time he's been involved in several things, and now as a volunteer and is working in the media department with our children's ministry, and that's Josh Duke. Would you say thanks to Josh? Good job, Josh. I believe in game balls. I guess when you coach for a while, and after the game, you give a game ball, and I've just done that for years to people who do amazing things. So we have something written on there for him, and thanks for his approach to that. The last thing I want to do is what I call the Community Impact Award. I think a lot of the things that we do within ministry, it's great to see some people that begin to develop and develop a heart of compassion for people outside the walls of our church, and they get involved in things really on their own, not with other people even asking them to do that, and demonstrating that God's call and passion for them is to go into our East Nashville area, go into our community, build bridges, and that's what this is about. So I want to present an award tonight to two people, because there's a scripture that says the fields are ripe and ready for harvest. But the truth is, they'll never know about Christ until we build a bridge of love and compassion and relationship with them first. And these guys have been a part of a couple of community events that have put them in contact with people not inside of our church, and they're just the beginning, new relationships with people that we're trying to develop a relationship to win them to Jesus Christ. And so I want to say thanks to Chris Hines, first of all, who does a great job in leading our rec ministries and is providing a great opportunity. Chris, would you come up? And in the East Nashvilleian magazine, it's all about our world around us. And so we have something there as well as a patch that says, "Spread love, it's the Nashville way." And Chris has done a great job. And thank you, Chris, for the many families that you help us to reach. And I have another one, the same kind of thing, and that is for David and Tina Deal. And I would like for them to come up. Tina, you have to come too. David and Tina have started a small group in an apartment building, 5th and Main. They're beginning to do some things within the community. They moved back into this community in order to be close to those who are here in this area. And guys, we love and appreciate what you're doing and the group that's helping you with that. So we have a couple of patches for you and a magazine as well. We want to say thank you. All right. I think I actually gave Chris yours because there's 2 patches on there. Okay. So the last thing I want to say before Pastor comes is, on the serious side, we just gave away 2 of those game balls, but the truth is, all of you that are here tonight, you deserve a game ball. Every one of you do, because we can't do ministry in this church without many people just like you here today. Pastors can touch the lives of about 25 or 30, maybe 50 people, but 20 on our own. The multiplication that begins to happen of being able to minister to people because of what you do on a regular basis is what allows us to make a huge impact, not only in our church, but in our community as well. And so I want to say thank you for that, because what we're after here is try to create a community, not just a church. And when you do that, you have to have people that reach out in love and care. So I want to thank all of you for being here tonight. We celebrate you. We thank you for the time that you spend in preparing, in leading, in connecting with other people, of giving yourself, and spouses that are here tonight also, that maybe your husband or your wife gives a lot of time to a ministry as well. We want to say thank you to you, because I know that's a sacrifice to you and your family, and yet I know you understand why they do it, and you are grateful as well. So thank you guys for that. I wanted you to know that. And then I also wanted to say that you have a great group of pastors at this church who put this whole event together. And I wanted just to say a little something about them, because they have dreamed and thought and prepared about this night, and they wanted to be fun, and they wanted to do some kind of crazy things about making fun of ourselves, and that's all good, And so I wanted to say thank you to those guys. They did a great job in preparing. And obviously our job's not done. If you would see the kitchen, you know that we have some more things to do. Am I seeing any hands of volunteers? No, forget it. You guys need to go home. But anyway, thank you guys, our pastoral staff and their spouses that are kind of spread all around here. Would you guys just wave your hands and let's show them how much we care for them. Fantastic. It was a great demonstration of teamwork, and it was a lot of fun. The last group I want to say thank you to, they're not necessarily volunteers because we do pay them. They do a great job of supporting you in lay ministry and us as pastors, and that is our office paid staff. They work a lot more than they get paid for. They do it with passion and ministry. It's not just a job. And so I want to say thank you to them tonight as well. And I know they're here with their spouses. If you're one of our office assistants, would you guys stand? Darwin, I know is here. Is there anybody else? Becky is back here. Debbie Hines is back here. Who else am I missing? Natalie is right up here in front. Okay, there we go. Guys, thank you, and we love y'all. You did a great job. And then Pastor Kevin, there's just 3 words I got to say: vision, direction, and can we say energy? Absolutely. So Pastor Kevin, come and close us out tonight.
Not a whole lot of that left tonight. But anyway, the last thing is the gift you are being given. We want every single person to have one of these. So I know they've been kind of fanning through, but we want every person to have one. This is a gift from one of our volunteers. We could have spent $2 or $3 a piece and done some little trinket or given you a $3 Starbucks gift card, which wouldn't even buy a half a cup of coffee. And we thought that really wouldn't be very meaningful. You may or may not know it, but one of the most committed volunteers in this church is Dr. Richard Parrott. He writes, yes, the 30-page master's thesis every week, but he does that as a labor of love. And if you're a Sunday school teacher, you know that. He put this together and said, do with this what you want to. But he said, one idea I had is maybe we could give this to all of our volunteers, especially those who have to miss church a lot because of volunteer service. And what he did, he took some of the highlights of recent Sunday school lessons and put them in 500-word or less little devotionals and bound this up very nicely. And we offer this to you as our parting gift tonight. Use this as kind of a guide to your personal devotional life. Maybe read one a week. He put some illustrations in here, but this is from Richard's heart. He could also not be here tonight. It's teaching week for him, and he hated to miss this. He really wanted to be here. But he wanted you to know that he really cares about you as well, and this is kind of from his heart to you. So I appreciated that. I thought it was awesome. It's a personal gift, and we give that to you tonight. It was our gift to you. Thank you. You make this possible. I want you to do 2 things tonight. Don't thank me, but thank these other pastors for their labor today. Most of them got here by about 10 o'clock this morning and been here all day. We've been dreaming of this for weeks and months, and I hope you enjoyed yourself tonight. Second thing I want you to do is spread the word. This is a new concept. It's a new idea. We'd like to make this, I think, an annual event. Maybe after a night's sleep it'll look a little more attractive. But let people know who couldn't make it tonight how much you enjoyed this evening. And we hope we'll just, next year, have no room for any. Wouldn't it be great just to jam this place out next week, or next year, and not next week, next year, and really have all the people who serve in any capacity in our church. But we're just so honored you were here tonight. Pass the word, and thank you for what you do to make this happen, this kingdom ministry. God bless you. Have a great evening. Enjoy yourself. Do not clean anything up. That's our job. You go home and have a good rest tonight. God bless you.